reason Jehovah's Witnesses love Zoom meetings.
Jehovah is described as having his surround in the appearance of everything that he's created. With his exacting standards of perfection, everything that he's
recipe, the formula for success in the future. Let's read this together, but let's look at the context of what was taking place here. The key is to whatever challenge we may face, be it small, medium, or large, or maybe even gigantic, here are the keys that we want to remember. Let's start with David. And we know what happened when he was with Jehovah's help.
Got the camera off,
He
right?
was able to cut that giant Goliath
Play up.
down to size.
Boom. Boom.
However, years later,
all right, babe, I'm leaving. I'm going to listen to it on my way to work.
David must have been so grateful for done it before. We've received some training, so
Ready for this car show this weekend, baby.
to charge full speed
Wasting my Sunday. Kill two birds with one stone.
other assignments and responsibilities.
YouTube, Ski, what it do? Ski, we back.
What is up, y'all? We are back again with a fun little topic. Babe, tell them what we're talking about.
We are going to ask a question. How did COVID-19 destroy Jehovah's Witnesses? And you know, the witnesses, it didn't destroy us, it actually did. If it weren't for COVID, I don't know if we'd even be making videos like this, because we was Jehovah's Witnesses before COVID.
That part.
Facts. So let's not waste no time and get into it.
So I feel like one of the major things that have happened, honestly, so many people that we talked to, first and foremost, woke up during COVID, okay?
Facts.
Like almost, I don't even know at this point. I would say maybe 65% of people woke up during COVID that we talked to personally, you know what I mean? And I think a huge factor in that was because it just disrupted our normal routine, you know?
That's true.
So instead of going and having to be in person and be indoctrinated in person, now we're switching over to Zoom meetings, and now we get a little bit more time to think differently. If you even think to people who were having to go to school, like over the internet and over Zoom meetings versus in class, it's just a different level of like attention.
Even that people that worked had to start working from home.
Yes, you're in your own environment, right? So 100% of your attention is not really there.
That's true. You at home.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like work from home jobs. Like you can literally talk to people who work from home and they're like, they have to separate like a part of their home as their workspace, or else you're distracted with cooking or snacking or TV or kids or whatever the case may be. So it was like the same thing with the meetings.
That's true. And let's break down some of the things that happen due to being on Zoom. So beforehand, you have to get to the Kingdom Hall early. They will press that. Get there early so you can have time to associate with the friends and find seats and all this stuff. And we always say you have to put on a show at the hall. The time you get there, where you choose to sit at, don't sit all the way in the back. Sit amongst people. Make sure your dress and grooming is together. Make sure you got a clean shave. Like, don't shave 2 days ago and you got some of this going. This is before the beard stuff. All this stuff is so strict. Now you at the house. So what happens is now you don't have to worry about driving and being on time. You can be in the house. The meeting start at 7. It's 6:52. You doing whatever you got to do. You're not really, it's focused on time. You just know I got to have this computer or this app open at 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
The next thing was the dressing. Come on now. Some people were extra zealous and was dressed head to toe, but for the most part, if this all that's showing, people got on drawers, basketball shorts,
That is so
pajama
true.
pants with a suit on up top.
Yes, babe, that's so true. I think the level of effort that you had to put into being a Jehovah's Witness prior to COVID was so much higher than what it became during COVID and after COVID, because like you said, you had to it was a whole planned thing in your head from the start of you waking up. Like, okay, we have a meeting today. So you have to make sure to get back home on time from work or from school or whatever, so that you can get showered, eat, get dressed. And it was a whole thing that you planned throughout the day, even throughout the week, you know, to make your meeting. And then once it started happening over Zoom, what? It wasn't so much effort anymore, because now you could just hop on the meeting from wherever you're at. Like literally, you could be doing something else with your family and just on to your phone, be on the Zoom meeting, turn your camera off, and then it looks like you're there. So your effort and your attention is not completely there.
And that became an issue, because now they had to start telling people, make sure this is still Jehovah's home, even though you're at the house. Dress all the way. Yes. We don't want friends. And people was kind of laughing like, I'll do that. I'll go on basketball shorts. Right. Put on your suit pants and your belt and your socks and shoes at the house, and make sure you turn your camera on so the friends can see you. Because people was like, well, shoot, I ain't even about to put my face on camera.
My name's there.
Yeah, they know I'm on here.
That was me.
And people in the house cooking, phone all the way over there. They got it playing. They over there cooking, getting ready for the next day.
Remember my dad?
This food.
Oh my gosh. Let us tell you, my dad we didn't even know what he was playing on his phone, because he had it turned down so low. I don't know what we were talking about. I know we were talking about something inappropriate, because that's just how we were, you know? I know we were. He just had the meeting playing like over in the corner.
His phone was charging. I just happened to see the phone behind the couch and the meeting was on. I'm like, bro, you got the meeting on?
He was like, yep. Was not paying attention at all.
At all.
And really, it just caused this disruption to like our normal lives in all aspects, of course. But like in regards to the religion, all of a sudden, like even when it came to something as simple as making sure your watchtower was highlighted.
For real.
That stress and fear of being judged over your watchtower not being studied was like gone.
Yeah, that was a big thing when it came to people showing up to the meetings. Your spirituality was based off of how your preparation was.
Yeah.
Even though we reading the same thing over and over again. And when we would carry the mics, that's something you would notice who got their lessons done, who don't, and you would kind of judge them off of that. My grandmother would always look at my watchtower.
Yep.
And that was something like Saturday, like, oh, I need to get some lines in. Oh, I'll get it in the morning before the meeting.
Yeah.
And people won't admit this. Some will. A lot of us will hurry up and just make it look good. Highlight.
Make it look
You might even take a pen and write on the side, make it look like you did a in-depth study.
Yes,
In reality, it's all a show, because you want to look like you the top tier, Jehovah's Witness.
Yes, and you know what this kind of is making me think about is that it really goes to show how many people are actually in this and doing this for other people and not so much God. Because if you were really in it for God, all the things that you would do behind closed doors would align with that. But really, I'd say 95% of people are not, like the things that we would think about. Like I remember being told as a kid, Jehovah's always watching. Jehovah's always watching. But that didn't stop me from doing the things that I wanted to do that were considered sins,
Exactly.
Like so. And it's the same thing with other people. Like just some people care to admit it and some people don't want to admit it.
Because everybody you just human. That's it. And there's certain things that you like to do.
Yeah.
And you just waiting on these humans to change the rules on it so you don't feel guilty. Perfect example. We'll get into it later. All the rules they had to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's something to get into now, because at the end of the day, like once COVID was over, you have to think about it. COVID basically lasted how many years? Like 3-4 years until 3 years ish until things turned back to like normal.
Somewhat normal.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Something I wanted to bring out first was how the numbers dropped after COVID.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because just think about, all right, we were forced to go to the hall.
Yeah.
Then something unexpected happened to where we can't be at the hall all of a sudden.
Yes.
And everybody got comfortable. And then once, like you were just saying, it took a few years to get things back into the swing. But at first you were given a 50-50. If you're ready to come back to the hall, if you're comfortable, if you are not afraid of the COVID thing, you can come back to the hall. But if not, you can stay at home on Zoom. People said, you ain't saying nothing but to work. I can guilt-free, I could stay on Zoom.
Yeah.
So it was hard to get people back into the hall, not counting all the people who had a chance to do the unthinkable, which was slow down as a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
And that's like the main point of where the damage took place on this organization.
Yeah.
People have never been able to slow down. You were guilt tripped. You have to be at every meeting. You have to show up. You have to put all this effort with your outfit and your time and then your association. And that came to a halt. So now a lot of people had time to think.
That's so true. And they got to think about where they truly stand with different issues that were facing them too, because even when you think to like politics or getting the shot, you know what I mean? That was a huge thing. A lot of people did not like the way that the Jehovah's Witness organization was dealing with the option of getting the shot or not. Like they were really kind of pushing one side, like y'all need to get it, you know, if you care about your brothers and sisters, y'all need to get it type of thing. And that did not go over well with a lot of people either.
No, it didn't. And I like how over time this organization, they have a thing of hitting a reset button on brainwashing you twice a week by meetings in person. And what happened is twice a week you are missing, you missing that now. The in-person thing ain't hitting the same as the Zoom meetings. So anything that you were curious about, any worries or concerns you had that you've been pushing to the back of your mind, that Thursday or whatever midweek meeting you had plus your Sunday was doing this, pushing it back. It's like when you put a ball in the water and try to push it down and it's trying to rise back up. That meeting is doing this every meeting. And so what happened, things start to bubble to the top and you go, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
And nobody is able to cancel out you going, I don't agree with that. And all these things start to rise and your curiosity of, I think I'm about to watch something on YouTube. That, and then that fear is not as bad as before. Like one little video won't help, or one little doubt or concern, I can entertain this thought. And next thing you know, people are stumbling across information and going, I've been thinking this whole time.
Yeah, that's so true. I think for a lot of people too, especially once things started to kind of go back to normal, it also made a lot of people question like the end of the world thing. Because you have to think, for many of us, this is our first worldwide pandemic that we have ever seen in our lifetime. You know what I mean? Even though there has been others in the past, for people like myself and for you, that was our first time seeing something like that, to where the whole world is like shutting down. And what are we always being told, like as Jehovah's Witnesses, we were always being told, and they were always emphasizing the end of the world and how things are going to change and how things are going to be shut down. So all of that is looking like, this is the end of the world. These are the end of times. This is Jehovah's, prophecy coming forth, And once things started turning back to normal, it allowed people to question, is this really the end of the times? Because we still here. It's like all of us are still here.
Like they didn't come to get us. Like y'all said, we thinking it's time for them to attack Jehovah's Witnesses. They ain't saying nothing about us. They ain't worried about us. Nothing.
They don't care about us.
Nothing. Like ain't nobody came to have us hiding in the basement. Nothing. So what's going on? And then the patterns, because they try to sweep a lot of the end of the world things they predicted under the rug. But it's still lingering effects of people that heard of 1975 and things like that. So it's like, y'all kind of got a pattern of this stuff right here, what's going on. And then you had a lot of the changes that took place after the fact because they lost so many members. Like Tony Moore's. Like all of these things took place. Like what if the governing body is shifting and all of a sudden, and it's like this has such a big impact that they didn't expect it. They don't know how. It's like everybody is slipping through their fingers and they trying to grab everybody before they slip out.
Oh, that's facts. Because instead of standing 10 toes down, which I feel like would have almost been more respectable, instead they are changing their rules that they kept so serious and rigid all these years. Now after COVID, all of a sudden, men are allowed to wear beards. All of a sudden, okay, sisters can wear pants. These stupid, silly rules that never should have been a thing to begin with are now able to be more relaxed, And why? Because people are leaving.
Wait, don't beard. Here, come back. You can have a beard. You can wear a dress.
Oh, we don't worry about your things that you do in the bedroom anymore.
Yeah, you can do that. What's some more stuff? What about service? Don't worry about service time. Just come on back. You don't have to mark that no more. Dang, just fellowship people. You can wave at them. dang, that's not working. It's like and this is stuff that happened within the last year or so.
Yeah.
It's desperation. Why? Because people are leaving. And we talked about this a million times because witnesses will go, no, we're still growing. You guys are wrong. We seen firsthand. This is what people try to act like you crazy. We seen with our own eyes the halls getting smaller and smaller to where they had to start combining halls together because we went from you couldn't find parking if you got there late to you can get there late and you still got somewhere to park and sit.
And sit. You don't have to sit in the second, right.
Yeah, second school is still lights off, curtains still down.
Yes.
We seen it with our own eyes. Where did the people go?
Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to come up with new tactics to attract a different kind of people because, man, before, if you did not arrive to the Kingdom Hall on time, you were definitely sitting in the second school. That's like gone and done away with. If people who are taking videos of their Kingdom Halls, like there's empty seats.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah, the conventions, I remember conventions
Packed,
and it would last until August. It would start early. It would be so many weekends. All of a sudden, convention come and go that quick. It's almost in 1 month now, if it's not already 1 month, and the seats are not filled up no more.
Yes.
Where's everybody else? In the yearbook, you can go, no, the yearbooks, they could put whatever they want in that yearbook.
And can.
They can and they do, and the numbers, the bar graphs are going up. But in person, it's the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on?
Right. What's the possibility of that, you know? And then you have to think too, there's a lot of boomers that are like passing away.
Yep.
So you have a huge generation of people that are no longer going to be in this religion anymore. You know what I mean? And those were people who were our grandparents that were like, really, this was their faith completely, you know? And if you see like a lot of people who are second, third, fourth generation, those are the ones who leave a lot too, you know? Everybody kind of leaves, but like those people are, yeah.
And a lot of the time it's the guilt because the grandparents are the most strict out of the Jehovah's Witness family members usually. And then once they pass away, it's kind of like, ain't nobody really tripping on me like that, like before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they base their whole lives off of it. They believe that is what's 100% right, and nobody really wants to disappoint their grandparents.
True.
You know what I mean? Like you have so much love for them and everything, but at the end of the day, it's like people are realizing we have this one life to live, you know, that we know of for sure. Okay, so we're going to live it under our own accord.
Especially when your family members get old and die waiting on it. It's like, wait a minute. You spent your whole life dedicated to this and that. You gone.
Yeah, doing what's right, and yet this world is still pushing on, you know?
Yep.
And I think there's such a pessimistic view sometimes whenever you're a Jehovah's Witness. It's like you see so much bad and wrong. And not that you don't see it whenever you leave. You still do, but you also realize that there's a lot of good to experience out here in the real world as well.
Yeah, we're not making this stuff up. We actually showed actual proof of how this thing dismantled Jehovah's Witnesses. We're not making this stuff up, and people can agree, especially everybody that left during COVID.
There were so many.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know, man. Is it coming to an end? Who knows? Will they recover from this? I don't know. We just gonna have to watch and see. But let us know what y'all thought in the comments. Who else left during COVID? I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of people with the me in the comments. But let us know on our Instagram at Awaken Truths IG, our TikTok. We about to get that up in motion again. That's at Awaken Truths LLC.
And we have our healing journals, both the normal edition and the Pimo edition. And that's about it. We will catch y'all in the next one.
Peace.